Greetings, dear friends. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to touch base with you. And basically, this is for those of our friends in the field of neuroscience from within Africa. And basically, it's on the basis of this particular email that I received like few days ago from, a professor who is basically in charge of the program called the Teaching Tools Workshop, which is basically under the International Brain Research Organization. So they said, Dear Brian, I hope that you're doing well. It's been a while. As you may know, we are having our next teaching tools workshop in Johannesburg in July in conjunction with the SONA meeting. We are trying to encourage applicants from Southern Africa. If you know anyone of your colleagues or students that you think would be appropriate to attend, can you please encourage them to apply? Here's a link to the application, and I am attaching a description if you'd like to post it or distribute it to anyone. And so I would like to talk about the teaching tools workshop, which is an opportunity that some of you from the neuroscience field who are basically early faculty in this particular field would actually benefit from, because I personally attended this particular teaching tools workshop at some point when it was held in Senegal, in Dakar. And so it is something that would be of benefit. So let me just dive into basically talking about this a little bit more so that you, our dear friends, can actually, benefit from this particular opportunity. So in sharing the screen, I will basically share the website and, so that we can just read through a few statements, because we know that the application dates are between February 28 to March 27, 2023. And this will be taking place in July from 6th to 10th, 2023. Now, this is basically a program that is run by the International Brain Research Organization, which is an organization that champions neuroscience, the field of neuroscience globally. Now, what is the teaching tools workshop? What is it all about? Yeah, the intent of the teaching tools workshop in Africa is to provide tools and a framework for teaching neuroscience in African countries. We will present standalone basic neuroscience modules that can be integrated by teachers into a variety of curricula and into various teaching contexts. This course is designed for early career faculty who have been teaching an aspect of neuroscience such as neuroanatomy, neurophysiology, neurochemistry, neuropharmacology in the African continent. Now, let's just go a little bit further into this. So they highlight about the workshop. Basically, they say the intent of the teaching tools workshop in Africa is to provide tools and a framework for teaching neuroscience in African countries. The 15th TTW will be held in Johannesburg, South Africa, from July 6th to 10th, 2023. We will present standalone basic neuroscience modules that can be integrated by teachers into a variety of curricula and into various teaching contexts. We'll also cover the theory and practice of effective pedagogy in neuroscience, basically teaching methodology, with the goal of enhancing students' learning outcomes. The objective of the program is to develop teaching modules on several specific topics with the hope that the program can continue to form the basis for future efforts on other subjects. The topics of this effort will focus on fundamentals of neuroscience. Themes to be covered include the basics of neurons and glia, receptors, and the organization of sensory pathways. So basically here they're just writing the topics that basically will be covered, when, taking part in the program. This year, the TTW will be held prior to the Society of Neuroscience in Africa conference, and preference will be given to those attending both events. Now, who should apply to this workshop? The course is designed for early career faculty who have been teaching an aspect of neuroscience such as neuroanatomy, neurophysiology, neurochemistry, neuropharmacology on the African continent for less than 5 years. Although those with either more or less experience will be considered on a case-by-case basis. Applicants should be actively engaged in teaching a neuroscience-related subject and be required to present one of their lectures during the workshop. Yeah, and so this workshop, friends, is, fully funded, and you will need to apply for this funding as you apply for the program. So what costs will be covered for the selected participants? Travel, which is to and from your country, accommodation, food, and local transportation. So how then do you apply? So if you want to apply, you basically click here on this link. But if you do have any queries, you may need to contact Dr. Shalon Giriano on that particular email. But then, in terms of applying, you simply open that link. When you open that link, it will bring you here where you see the instructions to apply, your application, your details as an applicant, the current research that you're working on, the publications that you have, if any, the grants that you may have received in the past, the neuroscience schools attended, if you have attended any schools, with the International Brain Research Organization, then you put the reference, the referees, as in people who are going to give you reference documents. And for this, you just need to basically submit the emails of, the people that you would like to get recommendation from. And you will need to make sure that you have informed them beforehand that you'll be applying for this particular program, and then they can actually expect an automated email to come from International Brain Research Organization asking them to complete your reference. And then whether you'll be attending the Society of Neuroscience conference, so you may need to answer those questions as well. And then the application to the school. Yeah, what is the current teaching environment where you work, a past teaching environment, teaching lecture abstract. So basically this will be the lecture, one of the lectures that you maybe give to your students that you would want to present at this particular teaching tools workshop. It is really a fruitful workshop, and I would encourage those that are working in the field of neuroscience to really consider applying for this particular opportunity. So I thought I just touch base and share that particular opportunity. And remember, friends, the application deadline is March 27, 2023. And so you still have time for you to be able to put your application together. When you look at this application form, it's not complicated, friends. It's really easy. So these are just the instructions there, and then these are just the application details. So you will be, filling in information here. So in terms of the instructions, so once you need to read the instructions first, and then you need to say, I have read and understood the above mentioned instructions, and then you move to the next step. At the next step here, you just be completing your names, your email address, your date of birth, your gender, your nationality, your career stage. So it's a drop-down menu there, your ORCID ID so that they can follow through with your, publication record, then your professional address, and then, the current research that you're working on. You just highlight, your research focus and the current description of the research that you're working on. And then publication, you basically will be expected to list, publications that you have worked on, in the past 3 years, following with a particular citation format where you have the author, publication year, publication title, journal issue number, and page numbers. And then the grants that you may have received, you simply just write the grant name, a sponsor, the year you received that particular grant, and then neuroscience schools attended, if you have attended any schools with an international brain research organization, because the International Brain Research Organization actually conducts a whole lot of schools around Africa and around different parts of the world. So you may want to highlight if you have attended. If you haven't, you may just need to say not applicable, and then just put two people that are going to basically complete your references. So that will be your current supervisor, the current supervisor's position, the current supervisor's email, and then the second person that you would want to complete your reference and their address. So you can really see, friends, that this document, application document, is really, really simple. And so you are actually able to complete this application before the 27th of March, 2023. And so who knows, you will be getting on a plane to actually go to South Africa, Johannesburg, and be one of the participants in this particular teaching tools workshop. If you are one of those faculty that are working in the area of neuroscience within Africa, and more so individuals from Southern Africa, if you are interested in this particular opportunity, friends, please jump on it and do what is necessary so that you can, begin counting on the number of conferences that you would have attended by the time you actually reach a certain stage of your career. Again, this is for those individuals that have been teaching neuroscience for less than 5 years, and it's an opportunity that basically you want to jump on, because not only will it help you with the teaching methodology and the content that you may need to focus on when you're teaching your student neuroscience, but also it will begin to create those networks that you will need for your career development. These are networks that you can actually reach out to when you are, working on something. You can collaborate, and if anything, they can share resources with you. And for now, friends, I can simply say thank you very much for watching this particular video. And if you have not yet subscribed, friends, I would like to encourage you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel and become part of the BMI Care TV community. On this channel, friends, we share various opportunities, and so you don't want to miss out on those opportunities that are coming your way through this particular channel. For now, it's bye-bye until we meet next time in another video.